This is Bob Barr bringing you another edition of Liberty Guard's Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe. Please remember, of course, to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow Liberty Guard on social media. The law this week that we're going to be discussing is Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe, law number 103. Law number 103, which should not surprise any of us, certainly any of you that follow these programs about Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe, tells us that no matter how stupid an idea is, you can always find somebody in government to champion it. Well, what's the stupid idea that is now being championed by the Biden administration? It's the Disinformation Governance Board that the Biden administration's Department of Homeland Security recently established. Now, it's one thing to quietly establish something that might be a really bad idea. It's another thing to not only establish it, but then proudly trumpet it in one of the most visible forums there is, and that is a congressional hearing. But that's exactly what the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas did at a recent congressional hearing. He proudly sat there and said, "We are establishing a Disinformation Governance Board." That's DGB, the Disinformation Governance Board. Sounds kind of eerily familiar to the acronym for the old Soviet Union terrorist spy organization, the KGB. So now we have not the KGB here in the United States, but the DGB. This is a disinformation board supposed to scrub public information and identify disinformation, and then set the record straight. Well, the problems with this are obvious, quite aside even from the First Amendment guarantee that prohibits government from censoring, from doing exactly what this board will do. Of course, we all know that one person's disinformation is another person's accurate information. And we also know that the Biden administration is expert at putting out disinformation. We saw it over and over again during the COVID pandemic. And we've seen it here's one of the best examples. I'd sort of forgotten this, but was reminded of it in an article. One of the classic pieces of disinformation that the Biden administration put out was trying to tell the American people with a straight face, you got to give them credit for that the $3.5 trillion spending bill that they tried to push through would cost nothing. It would cost zero. Well, that's not only clearly information, it's idiotic, but they spewed this out there with a straight face. So that sort of clear disinformation, of course, wouldn't qualify to be scrubbed from the public record by the DGB, but anything that they don't like would be scrubbed. And we don't know what that is. It could be anything. And I mean, as a matter of fact, one of the things that Secretary Mayorkas said this board would do would be, quote, "It's not about speech. It's about the connectivity to violence." What in the heck that means, who knows? It's just government gobbledygook. But perhaps the new executive director of the DGB will set the record straight, will be transparent, and will tell us all about this wonderful campaign to scrub disinformation from the public arena. And who is that? No less an expert, a self-proclaimed expert in disinformation than Nina Jankowicz. She's the new executive director of this censorship bureau which many are calling the Ministry of Truth in the Biden administration, the DGB, not the KGB. Don't make that confusion, although it's easy to do, but the DGB, the Disinformation Governance Board, reminding us of law number 103, no matter how stupid an idea is, and this one is extremely stupid, if not dangerous, you can always find somebody in government to champion it. Hopefully, this thing will go the way of other really bad ideas. There's already legislation to cut funding for it. But knowing the Biden administration, they'll keep pressing to censor what information is available to the American people, to put its disinformation in a good light and the facts and accurate information in a bad light. Anyway, that's law number 103 of Liberty Guard's Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe, and we look forward to your being with us on our next edition of our program. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for checking out our program today. This show is made possible by Liberty Guard. I encourage you to visit libertyguard.org to learn more about our work in defense of individual liberty and against government abuse. So please support us and become a regular viewer of Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe. You're not going out of your mind. You're slowly and systemically being driven out of your mind. This is gaslighting, and it is precisely what the left is doing to America. It's not a movie. It's real. It's happening right now, and it's dangerous. If the left is permitted to continue, it will irreparably undermine our history, our values, and our culture. Right now, the Biden administration and Democrat leaders in the Congress, aided of course by Hollywood and the mainstream media, are using every trick in the book to institutionalize their radical agenda to destroy America as we know it and replace it with a European-style socialist society. They are gaslighting America.
From the desk of former Congressman Bob Barr comes a special report titled Gaslighting America. In this book, Bob Barr tackles the left's war on truth, exposing the ways they are rewriting history, manipulating the news, and changing the very definition of words. Help protect the soul of our nation. Order today.